Gentlemen, let me ask you something honest. Have you ever found yourself giving your best, your time, your energy, your effort, yet still wondering why she doesn't reach the kind of peak you hoped for? You're there, trying to be attentive, trying to be present, trying to do everything right, and yet something feels missing. It's not that she doesn't appreciate you. It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that nobody ever taught men the one thing that takes her from "that felt nice" to "my entire body just let go." Today, I'm going to teach you that secret. It's not a trick. It's not a pill. It's not some acrobatic move you saw in a movie. It's a simple, biology-based pacing method that creates the deepest level of arousal for most women. Something that, when done correctly, leads to the kind of trembling, full-body release she remembers for years. And here's the beautiful part. This has nothing to do with talent, not about being young, not about stamina, not about magic hands. It's about understanding her body, understanding timing, and understanding something most men never learned. Pleasure isn't only about stimulation. It's about rhythm, patience, and deliberate control. Before we dive in, real quick, tell me where you're watching from in the comments. I love seeing men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s, forming this global community of growth and confidence. And while you're there, tap like, hit subscribe, and stay with me all the way through this video. You're about to learn something that can completely transform intimacy for the rest of your life. Most men have been misled. We've been told that this part of intimacy is all about technique or speed or doing some dramatic performance that looks impressive on the outside. But none of that matches female biology. While men often respond quickly to direct stimulation, women build arousal in layers. It's a progressive system, like turning up a dimmer switch, not flipping on a light. When you rush, you interrupt her natural climb. When you slow down and use pacing, her body responds far more intensely. And the single most effective pacing tool is something called the start-stop method, also known as edging. But here, we're talking about using it specifically in the context of oral stimulation, not graphically, but educationally, so you can understand her body's rhythm the same way a musician understands tempo. Done correctly, arousal doesn't just rise, it compounds. Each wave builds on the last, until her climax, when she finally reaches it, isn't just strong, it's overwhelming. This isn't fantasy, this is biology. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a urologist with 5 years of clinical experience helping men improve their health, performance, and intimate confidence. And I've sat with hundreds of men who felt discouraged, confused, or convinced that age had reduced their ability to satisfy a partner. But once they learned the science behind pacing, once they understood how arousal builds, they experienced transformations they didn't think were possible. One of my patients, let's call him Samuel, age 61, came to me frustrated. He said, "Doc, I care about her. I try, but nothing seems to land." Within weeks of shifting his approach, adjusting his pacing, his breathing, and using the start-stop method, his entire relationship changed. Not because he became a different man, but because he learned how a woman's body responds to rhythm over rush, anticipation over intensity. And that's exactly what I want to teach you today. So let's move into the 3 core pillars, the countdown to mastery. Pillar 1, comfort creates arousal. If you're tense, your technique doesn't matter. Here's the mistake most men don't even realize they're making. They're uncomfortable, their neck hurts, their jaw tightens, their breathing becomes shallow. They're straining themselves, and she can sense it. When your body is struggling, her body cannot relax enough to rise. Biological angle. A woman's arousal depends heavily on her nervous system shifting from alert to relaxed. If she senses strain, pressure, or tension, whether internal or external, her body protects itself instead of opening up. Emotional angle. Comfort signals control. Control signals confidence. Confidence signals safety. And safety is the gateway to deep pleasure. Practical angle. How to set the stage properly. No explicit detail, just positioning for comfort. Place a pillow under her hips. This slightly tilts the pelvis, improving circulation and comfort for both of you. Support your own body. If you're kneeling, use a cushion. If the bed is too high, have her closer to the edge while you sit. Relax your jaw. A tight jaw tires you out fast. A loose jaw helps you sustain rhythm. Breathe through your nose. Calm is contagious. The more grounded you are, the more her body mirrors that stability. When she sees you relaxed, settled, committed, her whole nervous system softens. And that softness is the foundation for everything that comes next. Pillar 2, the patient buildup. Most men rush. Her body doesn't. If Pillar 1 creates stability, Pillar 2 creates momentum. Most men go too fast, too direct, too soon. Not intentionally, just because that's how our bodies tend to work. But biologically, the female pleasure system is extremely sensitive. There are thousands of nerve endings involved, and overstimulation early on can actually shut down arousal. So what does her body truly respond to? Biologically, gradual stimulation increases blood flow, hormonal release, and nerve sensitivity. It's like warming an engine. The slower the rise, the stronger the eventual performance. Emotionally, patience communicates, "I'm here with you, I'm not rushing this, you matter." That makes her feel valued, not used, not pressured, not hurried. Practically, here's how to build a rise in a YouTube-safe way. Begin indirectly. Focus on areas around her center of sensitivity. This primes her nervous system without overwhelming it. Use slow, consistent rhythm. Rhythm calms the brain and increases pleasure anticipation. Introduce a repeating pattern. The brain loves predictability. When she knows what's coming, her arousal intensifies. The slower you build, the deeper she falls into the experience. Pillar 3, the start-stop secret. Pleasure grows in waves. Now we reach the heart of it. The start-stop method is simple but powerful. You bring her close to a heightened level of pleasure, then you ease off. Let her body settle just slightly, then resume the same pattern. Each cycle increases sensitivity. Each wave builds upon the last. Biologically, this method increases nerve responsiveness, blood flow, and tension in the pelvic muscles. When the final release comes, everything is amplified. Emotionally, anticipation is one of the strongest forces in human arousal. Pausing right before the peak activates anticipation more powerfully than anything else. Practically, watch for non-explicit cues such as her breathing changing, her legs tensing, her hands gripping, her abdomen tightening. Right when she's close, not past the point of no return, you pause. Not long, maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Speak gently, touch in a comforting way, not directly stimulating, just enough to keep her connected. Then repeat the same pattern. 2 or 3 cycles can completely transform her experience. Let's put this all together into a clear, repeatable, safe, YouTube-friendly sequence. Set the environment for comfort. Pillows, positioning, relaxed breathing. Your comfort supports her arousal. Double the time you normally spend building up. Whatever pace you think is slow, cut it in half again. Anticipation is arousal. Use start-stop pacing. Guide her upward, pause briefly, build again, 2 to 3 cycles. Stay consistent during the final build. Don't change rhythm. Don't speed up. Stay in the pattern her body responded to. This method doesn't require youth, doesn't require stamina, doesn't require special skill. It requires presence. And presence is something every man can master. A lot of men watching this are thinking, "Doc, I don't know if I can do all that. I'm older now. My body isn't the same." Let me tell you something as your doctor, and as someone who works with men your age every single day. You are not too old. You are not past your prime. Your best years of intimacy can be ahead of you, not behind you. Women often tell me that the most attentive, patient, emotionally mature lovers they've ever had were men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Because by then, you're not rushing. You're not trying to impress. You're connecting. Pleasure is not about youth. It's about understanding. It's about communication. It's about slowing down enough for both of you to feel, you can do this. You truly can. Gentlemen, you don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need tricks or theatrics or pressure. You just need to understand her body, honor her pace, and trust your ability to create connection. Tonight, or the next time you're intimate, try it. Comfort. Build slowly. Start, stop. Then let her go over the edge in her own way, at her own time. Watch how her body responds. Watch how her eyes look at you afterward. Watch how confidence returns, not just in bed, but in your sense of self as a man. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit like, comment, start, stop below, and subscribe for more doctor-led men's wellness videos that can genuinely change your life. Tell me in the comments, what's one thing you wish you learned about women's pleasure 20 years ago? My name is Dr. Jocelyn, and remember, You're not too old. You're not too late. With small, intentional changes, you can create comfort, connection, and confidence that lasts a lifetime. I'll see you in the next video.